What is up, Sooner Nation, Surgeaholics? What a night for to be a Sooner fan, Jay. Sooners landing Dominique Williams out of the portal. Massive, massive, massive addition to what was already, let's be honest, a really good defense. And this is just going to strengthen it. I love what Dominique Williams said in his tweet. I love everything about this guy. I love that he's over 300 pounds. I love that he's got a lot of experience. I love Todd Bates's tweet earlier, Jay. Just a very, very, very good commitment here. Sooners landing Dominique Williams.
Huge, huge. And look who they beat to get him. That's the thing. Texas, LSU, Missouri, all SEC. Look at Mess's comment.
No, and I'm going to get to that in a minute, Jay. I'm going to get to it.
Hey, so what does this mean in terms of Oklahoma NIL? We've talked about this, and we've said it. You've said it. OU is not going to overpay for guys. Well, they're not going to pay one guy a lot of money for culture. What do you think this does to any of that, Jeremy? Anything?
I've said it could, Jay. I've said it could before. I don't think it does in this case because, as I said in our video we put out earlier, I think this makes the whole defensive team better. I think those guys in the back end, in the middle, they're going to have better seasons if the defensive line is better. So in the end, they all went out. But I will say, when Mez says, "Oh, Germ likes NIL now," first off, I don't love NIL. Okay, I'm never going to say I loved it, but hey, I do love landing a guy like this. And they didn't get every guy they wanted out of the portal on defense. Okay, they did not. That's a fact. They could have maybe spent more here because they didn't land some of those others, maybe too. But here's what I'm going to say about it. I love what Dominique Williams said with the relationships. I think if people think that didn't matter, they're kidding themselves. It mattered. It might have mattered as much as money. Money definitely mattered and played a role, okay? But I want to say this, Jay. Who said last night, this is a Luck of the Irish shirt. It's my Sooner March shirt. Who sat here on the live and said, I got an eerie feeling that the Sooners are landing this guy? Who was it?
You, Jeremy, you, okay?
It was Surgeaholic. Bam, thank you very much.
I see some stuff Bobby saying here. Listen, I'll say this. I don't know how much anybody on the team gets, nor do I really care. I don't really care. Go produce wins and victories and championships. And hey, whatever happens, happens. I trust the way BB is running this program. If this is the guy that Brent Venables said, this is the guy we need to win a championship. We need this addition. Maybe it's to run the 3-4 more often. Maybe it's to give you a strength. Because look at it. Look at it, Jeremy. Give me one weak spot on that defense. One.
There aren't any, Jay. There's
none. There's none.
And Monty brings up a great point about Jamarcus McFarland on staff at TCU, if that might have played a role. Look, I don't think he'd be wanting him to leave. I mean, that's one thing. But, hey, I'm with you, Jay. I don't give a rip. I don't care about who's making what money. I'm not going to sit here and claim I know how much any of these guys are making. Furthermore, I don't know how much Dominique Williams got to come here, and I don't really care. And for people to be putting numbers out of how much this guy's getting is absolutely absurd, in my opinion.
Hey, we don't know who's going to be the starters. I'm just saying the linebacking room is not weak, and there's not a weak spot in this defense. And somebody put it in there earlier. I think it was Jay Jones. 3-4 defense, get ready. They're going to be running quite a bit of it, I think. I think they will be. Because I think
they will too.
I mean, look who they got in the middle now. I mean, golly, man. I did not have a great feeling about landing him early on in this portal when he made the portal entry. But, wow, this is huge.
Hey, massive. And I got to give a quick shout-out to Ron Wood. Ron Wood, big kudos. He was the support employee of the year in Sapulpa, was awarded that about a week and a half ago. Congrats, Ron, on that. Well-deserved. Hey, we are starting to look like an SEC defense, Jay. Absolutely. That's exactly right, Ron. They got over 300-pounders, multiple over 300-pound guys, right there in the center.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Jay Johnson OU says behind Georgia. I mean, guys, preseason all defense. I mean, OU's going to be top 3 preseason predicted on defense. I don't know how you cannot with who they have returning. I mean, look who's coming back. I mean, Danny
Outside
Stutzman,
of Georgia, it's it, Jay.
You saw Danny Stutzman tweet a while ago. Let's get to work. I mean, he's probably pumped as heck, man. I mean, look at his job in the middle. When you got dudes taking up space and taking up blockers, man, it's going to make their job a lot easier.
And again, I don't know why people on here are saying Kennick needs to leave. I'm not going to get in this tonight about it.
Yeah, no reason to get into that tonight. No reason.
I know there's a lot of people saying the talk about OU can't fork up money in the NILD is all over that. Look, again, I don't know. All I can say is what the man himself said about why he came here. Now, obviously, OU forked out some money because there was money involved in this. But to say it's the only reason he's at OU, I think is ludicrous.
I don't know if anybody said that's the only reason. I haven't seen that anywhere. But I do think I think it's different. You're in the SEC now, and maybe you saw what happened early on in the portal with guys hitting guys and OU kind of missing out on some guys. Maybe OU's like, hey, we're going to evolve a little bit in NIL, right? I mean, NIL is going to change every freaking day. It's going to change. And all I know is that picture of Brent Venables that Dominique Williams posted, unbelievable. Love that pic, dude. Love it.
Hey, and one thing I want to say, we can talk about the D-line rotation, Jay, that Colin asked. I love what Monty said about who's going to run over Caden Green. And I'll get to what Ron asked here. But, Jay, I think overall, when you talk about the D-line rotation, there's 6 to 8 guys that are going to get in there consistently. That's the biggest thing to take from this. They've got depth, and they've got it plenty, and they've got a lot of dudes who can play. I love what Dominique Williams said. He said, I'm a blue-collar guy. I love to work hard. He's played under great defensive coaches. He was a freshman All-American, I think, right? Or I believe at TCU. And that was Gary Patterson there at the time? I mean, the guy's played around some very good defensive coaches. And Ron, are you asking if I think all OU put all their money into one guy? No, I don't.
Listen, we've been saying it for a long time that, Sonny Dykes. We've been saying it for a long time.
That's right.
OU is not broken NIL. OU spends money differently in NIL than a lot of teams because they pay every player. But I see some stuff on Twitter about, well, the OU broke crowd needs to wake up. Listen, nobody ever. I mean, a lot of people. Nobody said that. A lot of people were saying, well, OU's never going to do. They're never going to pay that much for one player. Now, what is that much? I have no freaking clue what they paid. I don't care what they played. I don't. I really don't. They got him.
Yep. And Jay, I like what Kenneth says. We know the mom loved the school.
Yeah.
We know they offered little brother. I think, again, for people to say it's only about money, that's, in my opinion, doing a disservice to the family and him as well. Thanks about the haircut. Look, I had an eerie feeling last night OU was going to land this guy. I said it on the live, and I went to the Supercuts today and said, get a haircut. It's going to be big-time news tonight in Sooner Nation, okay? And that's what happened, okay? There it is. Dominique Williams is a Sooner, and this team is stacked at the defensive line position. These guys are going to be chomping downhill, Kennick, all of them, okay?
Yeah.
Making nice plays.
Mess. There is an OU's broke crowd. I've seen it. I've seen him on Twitter. There's a lot of people that say that. All I'm saying is I've never said they're broke. I said they spend it differently than other teams do. And this is, you could say Burks maybe too, but this is probably the biggest portal fish they've landed for sure. And yeah, you had to pay some money to get him. Nobody's saying you didn't have to pay anything, but I do think what Jeremy's saying is true. I do think, money's involved. It always is with these guys, especially defensive linemen. But
hey, Jay,
the relationship's a big deal. Big deal.
Jay, I also think that exactly what Jay Johnson, OU1, says is if it's going to make these other guys higher draft picks, they're going to be all for it. Actually, I said last night, Jay, about some of these guys are going to embrace a guy like this if he were to come in. It may not be a big culture division. Mez, you say Zach Callie has changed Brent Venables. I don't know enough of that yet. Now, I've alluded to maybe the loyalty stuff, but I don't know how much he's changed BV. I think BV knew he's going to the SEC, and BV knows what it takes because he's played the Alabamas of the world. He's beat the Alabamas of the world at Clemson. He knows what OU's had in the past isn't going to cut it.
Yeah, and Schuyler, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right, but
it's Schuyler. Schuyler Hurt.
You're correct on this. I mean, that is, we've seen the videos, we've seen the NIL talk, we've talked to, we had a guy on our show that talked about the evaluation part of it. That is what they base it off of. They have a rate card. Yes. So guys are worth a certain amount of money. You're right. That's correct.
Bobby says if we would have landed him out of high school, would we be this hyped? 3-star, 5.
Absolutely. Are you saying you're not hyped, Bobby?
Bobby, I would not have been as hyped. But here's the difference. He's played in big-time games and made big-time plays and is physically ready right now to step on the field. So, yes, I'm hyped.
Listen, also, I could, if I knew nothing about Dominique Williams right now and I got on this live, Jeremy, I knew nothing about him. You know what I would say right now?
What?
Massive get. Do you know why?
He's a D lineman.
All you got to look at is who's going after him out of the portal. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know his stats. Who else was trying to get him? Everybody.
And Hunter's point is great.
Big time.
He started on a college football playoff team at 17 years of age. The same age Devon Mitchell is right now. He's in a college playoff game.
Hey,
and he's big. He's big time big. He's 320, guys. DW sitting at 320.
Fan stop. This is a great point. And guys, rewind.
Fan stop.
Hey, fan stop right here, the new shirt. Hey,
fan stop.
Rewind 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, whatever it is, when BB came in. This tonight, and what he did in the 24 recruiting class on the power line is why everybody was so freaking excited when they hired Brent Venables. This is the reason. The power line, the defensive recruiting, all of it. That's why everybody was so pumped for Brent Venables. And he had to go through some things the first 2 years. Now, look what he's doing. It kind of reminded me of, I'm not going to compare it yet, but what he did at Clemson, getting some of these defensive linemen and these safeties and all that, personnel's looking pretty good, man. Looking pretty good.
Jay Jones says, he's wanting me to answer this. Best D-line since what?
I'm going to go Dvorak.
It was Dvorak, Tommy Harris, Dan Cody was on that line. That's the one I'm going to, okay? That's the one I'm going to, and I also want to say, I don't think you need a 360 guy this day and age.
I will say this, though. Bobby says 2008. I'll say this, though. We do
Who
have
was
to,
in the 2008 crew?
I want to say this, though. We do have to kind of pull it back a little bit because a lot of these guys are freshmen, and we have not seen Dominique Williams in an OU uniform. We have not seen Grayson Halton perform in a whole lot of games yet. Yeah, DeJohn Terry. I'm just saying we need to see him as a group, but talent-wise, man, pure talent-wise, they're right there with those.
And I don't want to do a disservice to some of the other guys either, Jay, because listen, everyone right now is saying Tommy Harris Part 2, Tommy Harris Part 2. This is Tommy Harris. Guys, they might already have Tommy Harris Part 2. His name is David Stone and Jaden Jackson. Okay, it doesn't have to be Dominique Williams is Tommy Harris Part 2. Any one of these guys, they can be who they are. You don't have to be a Tommy Harris.
And don't forget, Lole too. I mean,
Lole.
I mean, they got some guys, man.
Yeah,
and you know what this does too? This tells everybody else in the SEC, hey, OU was already pretty dang good at defense. Now they added this, and you got Brent Venables and Zach Alley Mind on there. I mean, this could be a great year defensively for Oklahoma.
Jason, let me ask you this. Should 30 points get you undefeated? 30 points a game, should you be undefeated? I think that's the number. I think you score over 30, you're going undefeated. That's what I think. Chester brings up the Jimmy Wilkerson. I love Jimmy Wilkerson. Jonathan Jackson says that with Tommy Harris is the best in the Stoops era. And Jay, I also say this. This could not, the narrative, the storybook could not have been painted any better heading to the SEC. Everything they have done in the offseason, with who they've lost, who they've gained, what they've put together from their recruiting ranks, everything, this is exactly what they wanted. And Bobby, I'm not talking about going undefeated. I think I go from 9-3 to 10-2 now. I've always said 10-2 was the ceiling. I still think 10-2 is probably about where they get. 10-2, 9-3 in the playoff.
Yeah, I'm not picking anything above 10-2. That'd be hard.
I'm not going 11-1 yet.
No, I think 10-2 is still the ceiling for this team. I mean, that's just my opinion with the schedule. Mess is always 12-0. Chief says only portal player that would get me more hype is Caden Proctor. Look what they've done in the portal over the last few weeks. Oklahoma, Hickman, Lole, Williams. Am I missing somebody?
No, that's it. It's remarkable, Jay. And there's guys that people aren't talking about, like Des Malones of the world, who are going to make an immediate impact as well. Ron, if they're 8-4, there is nobody that's going to be happy, and nobody should be happy. This is the University of Oklahoma here. You can't be happy at 8-4. Cannot.
Yeah, Burks is another one. Burks is a great portal. Yeah, this is not even close. This is the best year for the portal for Oklahoma. It's not even close.
I mean, arguably, Jay, it's one of the best portal classes across the nation outside of a couple.
I mean,
yeah. Monty, yeah, besides the running back Judkins, that was the only one.
You know what this guy does? I mean, what this guy does is same thing we talked about with Lole a little bit. He's going to probably cause a double team. I mean, right off the bat. I mean, he's just that talented. Just like a lot of these guys that came in on the 24 class, guys like David Stone, you got Lole, Terry, all these guys are going to plug up the middle where if you want to go at 3-4, you can do it. If you want to do 4, I mean, golly, can you imagine 4 down linemen? You got Williams and Stone in there, or Williams and Lole, or Williams and Terry in the middle. Jeez, Halton, man.
Billy Madison, love the name. Says schedule is brutal. If Arnold is who he thinks he is, who we think he is, we should be in the playoff. Yeah, I mean, and I like what Jay Johnson says. It helps OU get more possessions. Something to note. There should be more punts from the opposing team.
Well, we talked about it when we were doing all the lives leading up to the spring game, and we said the defense has to be the strength of this team. Well, now with who they've added in the portal to go along with this 24 class and who they had returning, guys like Lole and Williams, they added them on to guys like Halton, Stone. I mean, guys, if this defense is not the strength of this team, I'm going to be very concerned.
And right? Jay, there's guys like Ashton Sanders.
Yeah.
There's other guys who
Devon
Sears. I mean, they're not entering the portal, so
great point, Ron. Great point.
Ron, that's correct. A lot of big-time game experience. You get a guy in Dominique Williams who played in the college football playoff as a freshman. You got a guy in Garen Hatchett who played in a playoff. Both guys out of the portal. Both experienced guys.
Hey, and Chester, I think they both will play. Absolutely.
You cannot redshirt. Those guys have to play this year. Have to.
Yeah.
You want to rotate. I think the name of the game is going to be for this team, Jay. We've said it till we're blue in the face. We've said it over and over. You got to roll guys in. You got to play guys after guys after guys. Keep them fresh. Keep attacking. That is the defense that Brent Venable said when he came here. Relenting, suffocating, paralyzing defense. You cannot do that one deep. Can't. Yeah, won't happen.
Kyle, you're right. Woolard, another name. I mean, we could keep naming names on this defense. I mean, unbelievable. But yeah, Booty gone. Booty's out. I love hear what Selwyn says. Venables getting these key wins in the portal says a ton about the culture and development of the players. Correct.
Wear them out, Bomb. Those offensive linemen from another team should be looking over there saying, oh, crap, here comes another one in. Here comes another one.
You know what I love right now? I love the fact that we can sit here and talk about defense. It seems like it's been a while. And, guys, to me, the offense is going to be good. Now, the offense is going to have, I think, you got a pretty much a new quarterback. He's going to be really good. But this defense, with you look at Stutzman, Bowman, Woody, right there. Those three guys returning. Okay, that gives you a strength already in experience. But you got all these other guys that have a lot of game experience. Todd Bates, guys, man.
Hey, 2 months ago, people were ready for his job.
What he's done in the last year with the recruiting class and the portal, man, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Hey, and Mez, I disagree a little. I think he'll still get rotated out some because a defensive line position, you're not playing every down. You've got to move some guys in there. That happens across even the league. But, yeah, he's going to be on the field a whole lot. Absolutely. I think a linebacker can play more snaps than a D lineman.
I don't know. Maybe somebody needs to help in that aspect, Breaking LTV. As much as we're talking about the great news for tonight for football, basketball needs some good news as well.
And I think it was Monty that brought it up earlier, Jay, about Missouri. This D-line needs to just feast all over that O-line, including Caden Green at Missouri. Just go to work.
Hey, also, real quick on the drink stuff, you got Brent Venables wearing the jersey in his picture. Aren't you so glad he's not jumping up in Dominique Williams' arms like Drinkwitz did or giving a guy a hug? God.
Mez says he played 400 snaps. I'd be curious what a couple of guys at OU played last year, Jay, kind of in comparison. Yeah. Maybe Hunter can look up snaps of a couple of our D linemen last year. If you got
Monty, it's too early because you got to see guys coordinate and you got to see guys actually coach it on the field. So,
yeah, just be. I mean, if you think about it, most defensive, you usually go against 70 to 80 snaps a game. You got, let's say, 11 games on the year, 770 snaps. So you're looking a little over probably 65% of snaps last year. That's a very rough estimate.
Hey, baseball's winding down, Big Orange. Hey, yeah, we're talking about football. Hey, it was all day today, Twitter, man. You kind of knew something was in the air. And I was going to be very disappointed if OU didn't land him after what I was seeing on Twitter all day. Even from LSU people, it's just like, it seemed like things were going OU's way. So I'm glad it's done with. I'm glad he committed tonight. No more carrying on with it tomorrow. It's great news. And I love what he said on Twitter. He did not have to put in there the blue collar, all that. I love that. It seems like a really hardworking guy. Hopefully so. I mean, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I did not know Stahl got picked up as an undrafted free agent. Did not know that. But hey, Jay, I don't get eerie feelings very often. Look, we're twins, man. We know everything about each other. I did not get eerie feelings much, but when I do, they're usually correct.
Well, there you go.
Last night, eerie feeling. Here we are tonight celebrating a monumental pickup out of the portal. Monumental pickup. And I think OU sweeps. I think the switch is flipped in OU softball, and they sweep Bedlam tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday.
They need to. Really need to heading in the postseason.
They have to. There's no need. They have to.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Did anyone expect this to be the power line It's finished. The power line is here.
Yeah. I mean,
pretty dang powerful.
Yeah. I mean, look at as much as you wanted, in the recruiting class, guys like Dominique McKinley and stuff, but then you get this Williams guy added it to the guys you already got. I mean, we haven't even mentioned Nigel Smith's name tonight. I mean, they got Danny Okoye. I mean, they got guys. That line is going to be, man, they got dudes on that line. Nuclear power line.
That's great, Gary. And hey, Blake, sorry to hear that. I can't imagine. I know that's rough. Sorry to hear that, but it will be really interesting to see Kelly Maxwell against her teammates. Yeah, maybe she goes all three, Jay.
Yeah. Okay. Do us a favor. Hit the like button. It does help.
Please, just get off. Hit the like one time.
Yeah.
Hey, 3 days at OU, 1 day at Texas.
Greg Hyde, I don't need to even hear that name anymore. Okay. I'm
David who? Hey, and Maz, if you saw the Twitter, I love the Boomer by Todd Bates. What do you think of the power line? He said.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys tweeting right now, Colin, and they all seem to be real happy about this. Why would you not? And the bomb says OU D line is going to be stupid good. Hey, if it's not stupid good and this defense isn't stupid good, then we got problems. Because talent-wise, they got guys.
Hey, Chief, big thanks again. You always step up. You always help us out. You give us the donation. Thanks so much, Chief T-Bird. We really appreciate it. Boomer freaking Sooner, gentlemen. Great prediction, Germ. What else you got? That's all I got, man. I do got a great thing is you should check out the FanStop, though. Fanstop.com. Use code SURGE. 10% off your shirt of the month club. Listen, they're unbelievable. They're soft. They fit great.
They fit really well.
Dominique Williams is a Sooner. And next time I get an eerie feeling, hopefully it's not tacos or something like that, and I'll be right again.
Hey, Colin, I think that's the thing that people aren't talking enough about is what that does to the linemen, the secondary. I mean, you're a secondary. If you know you're going to be able to get pressure, I mean, how much more aggressive are you going to be at corner? You know what I mean? I mean, it's just going to affect the whole. We've talked about it. Trenches win championships. Here you go.
I didn't see Layman's prediction. What was Layman's prediction, Kim?
I didn't see it either. I don't know.
Kim, drop Layman's prediction. I was curious what it is. Is he predicting a natty?
I don't sell tractors, Ron. Hit the like.
Jay does not sell tractors.
I do not sell tractors.
Hey, I do, though, want people to understand that. And I know the hype around this is significant and deserved and should be. But you also cannot forget at the same time, those guys that are there right now, those freshmen who have been elite, who have worked hard, they're not going to shy away. They're not going to just say, hey, take the minutes, take the snaps. They're all yours, DW. Take them. No, they're going to say, okay, that's fine. Let's all go play. Let's work at this out.
This will help tremendously on the road. Good defense travels. That's true. And yeah, that's true.
Well, hey, Jay, do you know what a protractor is? Isn't that the little math thing?
Yeah, it's a math thing. Why?
They still use those?
I don't know, man. No clue. No clue.
Yeah, they're ready to work, great God. They are ready to work with each other. Absolutely.
Hey, why would you not want to be? I mean,
look at last year's D-line now versus this year, Jay. And nothing against those guys. That's who they were. They were not 320-pounders, okay? That's a fact. They weren't. Size, strength, that's coming. And someone mentioned earlier, I think it was Monty, the motor that I keep calling him DW, Dominique Williams has, the motor that he has is off the charts. And we know the motor that Stone has. We know the motor that Jackson has. It's Grayson Halton. I mean, DeJoun Terry, guys.
Yeah, the thing is, they're very flexible in what they can do. You know what I mean? Because they got different type of players in the middle and the outside. I mean, yeah, major leap from last year on D-line, Uncle Charlie says. It is. And, I mean, Lehman claimed 3 years under BB and Natty.
It's got to be this year. Hey, no, I'm not, Mark. I can't, unfortunately. And also, someone who said pick your lottery. You want me to pick your lottery numbers? No, you don't. I'm not that good, I promise you. I make a lot of mistakes. I just had a weird feeling.
Hey, we haven't talked about. I want to talk about it. Okay, we haven't brought up the word culture a whole lot tonight, but I think as we kind of tonight, as we get to the end of the live here, I want to talk about this NIL versus culture, BV's philosophy. Where does that play into this edition for Oklahoma? Because it's something we talk about till we're nauseous. Culture, not going to run a culture to go get a certain player. I don't think they did that. Look at all the players tweeting out. So, and I think this, man, that's a great point, Greg God. Blue collar culture, earn your money. I think that's it. Somebody said the rating system earlier. And I do think there's a difference. And when I say that, I do think there are certain characteristics of the guys they go after different than some, right? You know what I mean? Some guys.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
I think like when Mark says great culture is the name of the losers trophy, I disagree because I have been very high on culture. I've said a lot, and I even talked to you and Hunter, Jay, before we even started this tonight. I think that was equal. That was equal at least. That the culture, the relationships, and everything else was good. Money matters, but culture matters too. Okay, and I think it was just as big in this one. Just as big.
Yeah, and Mess, this is well put too. NIL is part of OU's culture today. Embrace it. NIL is part of every team's culture. If you don't want to win championships, don't participate in NIL. You're not going to be able to do it. You cannot keep up and win championships and make playoffs without being a big NIL, doing it right NIL-wise. But you also do have to have culture, okay? You cannot have NIL and no culture. Look at A&M. I think that's a good example. You got to have both.
I see what Bobby says here, that OU just basically outbid everyone. Again, I like what Roscoe says. It's a mesh of both worlds. I'm not going to claim that OU outbid everyone. In fact, I don't know. Now, if you want to say, this would be my honest, genuine take. You ready for it, Jay? Because, again, I'm not on insider boards. I don't follow that. Here's what I would say. I think OU matched probably what anyone else was offering, and they sat right next to that. They matched, and right next to that match, they had the best culture along. That's what I would say. And I may be wrong in that. I may be 100% wrong. But I think they matched what everyone else was saying, and they put their culture next to it. And Dominique said, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, and Chief, this is good too. NIL and culture by themselves won't get it done. When combined effectively, the sky's limit. You also have a guy like BB who's probably, you're telling a guy like Dominique Williams, like, hey, you come here, like, man, maybe you are the last piece we need to make this defense just outrageous, right? I mean, there's a lot of aspect to it. Yes, money. Yes, culture, but also, hey, where do you want to go play? Where do you want to leave your legacy? I mean, he's going to be there a year, probably. I mean, he's got 2 years of eligibility, but probably 1 year, right? Offering little brother, another thing. I mean,
but even in that, Jay, I think that had to come across as a genuine thing too. It couldn't have been just forced or manifested just to try to get the older brother. So I think there was some authenticity across the board with this staff that they probably weren't getting anywhere else, Jay.
Yeah, and this is true. And this is when they hired Todd Bates, when Brent Venables came in, this was the one thing that everybody talked about with Todd Bates.
Yes,
hey,
Bobby.
Todd Bates can develop guys. That's the big thing, okay? You see what first-round draft picks get. They get paid $13 to $14 million probably. I don't know what the number is, but it's an outrageous number. So, yeah, he may get good money now, but what's he going to get next year, the year after, by being developed? And that is a big part of it. It's a huge part of it, especially in the defensive line world. Okay. I mean, it's massive. So, yeah, that's a big part of it. All that combined gets you to the next level.
Yeah, and Greg God, it was down to, I mean, you had OU, Texas, Missouri. Again, big dogs here. Big dogs wanting a piece. Big dogs.
That's right. Mess says OU invested in NIL in their SEC future. It was a strategic marketing campaign to let top flight recruits know OU will compete in NIL. Yeah, that's a good point too, Mess. I mean,
yeah.
There is no way you cannot look at Oklahoma and say they're not in it to win championships. OU's in it NIL-wise. They're in that culture-wise. They're in it whatever development-wise. They're in it staff-wise. Look, I mean, golly, look what OU's done in the offseason, guys. Ted Root, bye-bye. Bring in Zach Allen, okay? Other guys that, I mean, I'm not going to name names, but guys that either
do it, Jay, do it.
No, guys that have left or, it's just like you can tell OU is making another step right now. They are saying we're in the SEC. Now, we're not just going to be in the SEC. We're coming to win the SEC. We're coming to be that top-level team with Alabama, Georgia, and be part of it. They're not coming to play checkers. We're playing chess, okay?
The bomb says we're the bigger dog today. Hey, and listen, we're going to go 10 more minutes, okay? We're going to 45 minutes tonight, okay? I'm passionate enough tonight to keep going. Let's rock this thing. 9 more minutes at least till the 45-minute mark. What kind of dog are we, Jay? I picture this boxer, this ripped-down boxer beast going at it in the SEC, okay? That's who we are.
How about a Rottweiler?
I like the boxers, man. I don't even like dogs, but I like the boxer, man. That's intimidating.
Yeah, this OU is SEC ready. I think they were already kind of getting there. It's just you're adding a few pieces that are major impact players. You cannot also forget about Hickman. Hickman at center is a big deal for Oklahoma in the other portal. Okay, so they are Great Dane's a good one. Hey, you are looking at guys that are making immediate impacts. Did you see the stat that came out today on Twitter? Hickman's one of the top offensive linemen when you look at his grades. I mean, that's a huge gap. That's a center position. Center.
Yes.
Massive position for Oklahoma. They got him. Okay.
Williams, can't argue that, Jay.
Got him. Hey,
they got him.
Jeremy, when Dominique Williams entered the portal, how many people thought OU was landing? Nationally. I don't think a lot of people thought it would happen.
No, not many, Jay. I don't even know some of these dogs' names that people are dropping in here. But I do know that a Great Dane is massive, but it's not, I don't think, the strongest. Now, you got that South African Mastiff. That's a pretty big one. 180-pound Cane Corso. Don't even know what that is, Jay.
Hey, Sooner Nation. Our Jet says Sooner Nation owes former AD Mike Bond to thank you. Yeah, listen, none of this, I'm going to repeat it. Zero chance none of this would have happened with Lincoln Riley as a coach. Zero. Defensively, they would not have been where they're at, not even close. Look at the recruiting class they got the last 2 years defensively. It wouldn't have happened.
Jay,
it wouldn't have happened.
Jay, have you ever, people you go through a bad breakup and you just cannot believe it's happened. What's going on here? This is awful. And then you look back and you think, how in the world and why was I even? That's what's happening now for OU fans. They were so upset, distraught when Lincoln Riley left. What's going to happen in Norman, Oklahoma? Now no one can see Lincoln Riley even near this city coaching this team.
In fact, I mean, they brought it up. I don't remember who brought it up about Lincoln, but I don't even think about USC anymore. Do you? It doesn't even cross my mind. Last year I did. I care less about them anymore. Hey.
Mark's got me excited to go look up this dog because I've never heard of a Dogo Argentino. But as soon as we get off this live, I'm going to go Google one and print one out because apparently that's what this OU defense is going to be like.
What you're going to have is
oh my,
what?
This is elite. This is elite stuff right now. Okay, I'm on the Animal Planet right now. This is elite stuff. Bomb dropping in here. Kane Corso's bite force is 700 PSI. Are you? I thought the African painted dog at the Tulsa Zoo was legit.
Hey, you're going to have Dominique Williams, Grayson Halton, DeJohn Terry, David Stone, Jaden Jackson. They're all going to be like Kane Corsos, man. They're going to be ready to get in there and eat, baby. Eat it up.
Yeah, and I think people need to stop maybe questioning that. We knew BB could recruit. Now he's doing it.
Got to win, though, Jeremy, now. You got to win, man.
You got to win. You got to win.
Hey,
there are no excuses now. The excuses are out the window. Gone.
There's going to be no chance if they go 8-4, 7-5. There's going to be so many people on Brent Venables because of what they have coming in. I mean, you got to go win now. And Brent Venables is setting up to, with his defensive mind, with Zach Alley, they're setting up. They could be a special defensive group this year. I mean, it just can be.
What about Zach Alley? Guy comes in here. This is his
he
first
being
season.
Underappreciated right now?
I'm not going to say that. What I'm saying is this guy steps on campus, and this is what he's given. Are you kidding me? Now, he's earned some of it too. But what I'm saying is this is what he gets to coach his first year. He is in a prime spot to be one of the most elite defensive coordinators with what he's got here. And he's got the best mentor out there.
Hey, I also think you're seeing the effects of SEC. Todd Bates going into these houses, going to talk to these players like, hey, we did it at Clemson. We're in the SEC now. This is not Big 12 football. This is SEC. We need some boys in the middle. We need some guys. I can develop you to the NFL. Come play in the SEC. Come play against Dominique Williams. You can go play in the Big 12 if you want. Transfer out of TCU, go play somewhere else. Or you can come to OU and look at OU's schedule this year. Alabama, okay, Ole Miss, Texas. You're playing the big boys. And what's that going to do to your draft status if you put good tape on film?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's going to skyrocket. Greg got asked about the roster count at this point. Bobby says 88. I was thinking there's still a couple more Scullies we're going to have to eliminate. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to happen, though. So, yeah, if he was going to be wearing burnt orange, it would not have been good.
Hey, and I saw a lot of people today kind of mad about Booty. Not mad, but like sad. Listen, Booty, I like the guy too. It was cool to have him around, but that guy needs to go play somewhere or do something for. I mean, I love the guy, but he wasn't going to play at Oklahoma, so. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. And Hunter can talk about the limit, maybe
85,
I believe. But Fanstop asked, how much better will this D-line make the secondary? It's going to make the secondary better. It's going to make the linebacker. It's going to make the linebackers better. It's going to make the D-ends better. It's going to make the water boys better. It's going to make the fans better. It's the secondary. Think about it, Jay. We've already heard, and this is a great point here. Fanstop's asking, but Jay, we've heard Zach Alley say he wants to bring people up. He wants to get more in the box from the outside all the way to the back. I feel like I'm an airplane guy. All the way to the back. They're going to be able to creep up now because quarterbacks are not going to have 8 seconds to throw the ball. They're going to be able to creep up on it.
Hey, looking at this defense, I think it's fair to say next year and the year after will be the most defensive players drafted from Oklahoma in a long time. I mean, go down the list. Go down the list of who's going to get drafted out of this bunch. I mean, start putting it on paper, guys.
Yeah.
They got NFL players on this defense.
And
not
look,
just one,
measure right.
Not just two.
Oh, a lot. Multiple. 7 to 8. Mez talks about BV having to cut some scholarships. Absolutely did. I like what Michael says about shaving at least a half second off passing time. And guys, a half second is like in a track race. It's an eternity. It's huge. A half second is huge. What am I more impressed by? Recruiting class or portal class? Yes. That's what I'll answer because I'm impressed by both.
Yeah, the secondary and the linebackers are salivating. I mean, and guys, the other defensive linemen, I mean, just think about it. Somebody's going to get double teamed. I mean, you're going to get one-on-one. You're going to get one-on-one matchups across that line, and you got to dominate your guy.
It's very simple at that point. Beat your guy, you're going to get sacks galore.
Yeah,
and I agree. Don't sleep on Lole. Do not sleep on Lole.
Yeah.
So, listen, couple things just people have asked, Jay. People have asked about her dad. He's at an assisted living place as of yesterday. He's embracing it. It's been good. We're praying that it keeps going well for that he gets out and meets some people and continues to heal. Thanks for your prayers. Monty said it's National Prayer Day. Maybe take to that before you go to sleep tonight. I want to say a big shout out to the Fan Stop too, because they've been great. The Fan Stop's just been very, very good. And if you need to do us a favor, do them a favor by checking out their website at fanstop.com. Unbelievable stuff. Okay. You can get 10% off of the Shirt of the Month Club by using code Surge. Shout out to Bobby for being the trivia winner. We didn't even do trivia tonight, but we got plenty of days left in May. Massive news, guys. Dominique Williams is a Sooner. It's exciting. Do us one last favor, guys. Hit the like. Hit the like tonight before you get off this. Share this with your friends about the Sooner Surge. Hey, we're not on tonight because they got a commitment. We're on every night. We are on every night at 9:30. We did miss one night this week, but we try our best to be every night at 9:30. Thanks so much. I agree, Team T-Bird. Everybody gets a point tonight.
Hey, I gotta go look up the dogs that were mentioned on here. I'm kind of excited to see what those look like.
We may have one on the graphic tomorrow night, but everyone gets a trivia point tonight. Appreciate you all. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the prayers for our dad. We appreciate this community of Sooner fans that's out there, and we'll keep rolling with it. Remember, softball tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Softball tomorrow. Let's get the sweep. Funky Cold Medina says Tone Loc. Can't wait. Wild thing. Sooners land Dominique Williams. Let's go. Boomer.
Sooner.